Now, this morning, we want to talk about this controversial rule that allows the federal government to expel migrants who are seeking asylum. Well, Title 42 now still remains in place.
Yeah, it was supposed to come to an end actually today, but a federal judge's decision changed all that. So what's next here? Joining us now, attorney and political strategist Jan Ronis. Thanks so much for coming on the show here.
Pleasure. Good morning.
So yeah, just lay it out for us in the easiest terms possible here, Jan. Where do we stand from a legal perspective, a legal aspect on Title 42 right now?
Well, really what Title 42 is a law that was implemented or passed by the United States in 1945, which allowed the president to bar the introduction into the country of individuals seeking to come here who come from countries that may have communicable diseases spreading. It's an old statute, and it's one that President Trump implemented to stop the flow of Central Americans into this country, using as the excuse the fact that they were bringing COVID, and this was during the height of the COVID crisis. The program was continued by the Biden administration, and then he announced in April that the program would be continued and migrants would be allowed to enter the United States without having to worry about the prohibition of Title 42. And so the program was slated to go into effect, or the rescission of the program was slated to go into effect about 10 days ago, and a federal district court judge that I believe Southern state prohibited the administration from rescinding that rule. So at the present time, the rule is still in place, and immigrants from countries that have communicable diseases that are spreading are prohibited from entering the United States. That's as simple as I can state it. Somewhat complicated, but right now the original Trump prohibition remains in place until such time as it's overturned by a federal appellate court.
Now, Jan, May 23rd was the date, right, where they were supposed to lift Title 42. And we have been going into Tijuana, for example, seeing, so many asylum seekers in these shelters there waiting for this day. So what does this mean now? I mean, it remains in place for these asylum seekers. What do they have to do? Do they have any chance to now come into the country and seek that asylum and, have their legal process in place?
The only chance they have is if a federal appellate court intervenes and overrules the decision of the lower trial court judge, the district court judge that I mentioned, and then allows the Biden administration to rescind the rule, and then things will go back to the normal, whatever laws apply with respect to immigration in the United States, whether people are seeking political asylum and things of that nature, they'll be able to enter the United States. Until such time as that occurs, everybody's going to remain in place in the policy, whether one that people abhor or people want to see reversed will remain in effect until such time.
All right, Jan Ronis joining us this morning to discuss Title 42. We really appreciate your time, your expertise on this, and thanks for getting us updated.